everyone, and welcome back to more Ace Attorney. We are about to start the trial, so let's just go ahead and do that. Be interesting. Sorry, I was checking something. All right, how's I doing? Hey, Nick. What is it? Is something wrong? Nah, but did you see all the people here? It's crazy. Oh, so check out the Mass Damasque glossy I bought. Ooh! You bought this where? From the little tents in front of the courthouse. They have all sorts of things for sale. You know I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff. Mass Damasque publicity photos stuck in the court record. Oh. Come on, I'm guilty! Throw the book at me! Who's screaming like that? Oh, Mr. Wright, you made it. Yeah, I did, but it doesn't look like things are going to get any less ugly for you. Because I did it! I'm the criminal! Me! He's at it again. I sent the calling card to Lordy Taylor, I admit it. But you don't have the secret urn, right? Well, that's true, but doesn't mean that I didn't commit the crime. And when I say, of course you didn't, I'm being sarcastic, but you... Yikes. Anyway, I admit I'm guilty. So make sure they give me a guilty verdict. Please! Oh, there you are, Ronnie. Bonjour, sweetie. Oh, Desi, honey! Bonjour. Well, actually, I don't really know why I should be speaking French to you at a time like this. Leave it all to me, Ronnie. I swear I'll protect you. You see, actually, the thief is, me. Can I tell you something, Nicky boy? I can guarantee that my Ronnie's innocent. He's declared guilty. I'll be ever so cross with you. So why are you smiling when you say that? Well, if you excuse me, I've got some errands I need to take care of. I'm counting on you, Nicky boy. Good luck. To be honest, I really don't know whether Ron is Mass Damasque or not. But there's only one thing I am sure of. He doesn't have the sacred urn right now. Mr. Delight, it's time for you to enter the courtroom. For the time being, I guess I'll have to trust Desiree. Oh! It's that guy! It's the guy I was wondering about! Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Who is this? What about the prosecution? Are you prepared to... What a stupid question. What did you say? Fine. Let me ask you then, Your Honor. Are you ready? Are you ready to pass judgment? No, I'm not. I will pass judgment after I hear arguments from both sides. Well, if you're not ready yourself, you shouldn't expect others to be. That's a rule I live by. Who are you? I am Godot, legendary prosecutor. I've never lost a case. Ah, he's the one Detective Adamy was talking about. Yes, your reputation precedes you. What kind of cases have you dealt with so far? Ha, none. What did you say? I've never prosecuted a case before. Never, but you said you never lost before. Exactly. I've never lost. I've never won before either. What? Quite arrogant for a beginner for a beginner, aren't you? Even the mightiest of redwoods begin their lives as mere saplings. Yes, but a mask in the court of law? Huh, don't you know anything? No matter the man, we all wear masks, either on our faces or over our hearts. This guy is a real deal. Oh, right. A real deal, right, Nick? Why does it seem like all prosecutors are the real deal? It's true. So we finally meet Mr. Phoenix Wright. Nick, is he a friend of yours? No, I don't have any friends that call me Trite. Just who's this masked man? I returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. Well then, Prosecutor Gobo. It's not Gobo, it's Godot, Your Honor. In any case, please give your opening statement. Opening statement? Those things are not fit for even dogs in costume. I've only one thing to say before we start. To you, Mr. Trite. What is it? Are you familiar with the saying, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link? I wonder how much you can withstand before you and your case break in two. Why is it such a competition with them? Well then, let's hear from the first witness. My name is... No one's asked for your name, witness. The important thing is what you know, that's all. Start talking. We're listening. Yes, sir. Alright, witness. First, let's hear about what you know about the thief that stole the urn. Yes, sir. Alright, Gumshoe. Master Maske is a master thief that first started his crime spree 6 months ago. So confident that he sends his calling card before he even commits the crime. This was his 5th heist, and as usual, he sent a card on to Lordly Taylor. His pattern is to always go after the most precious art pieces. That's why we're sure it was Master Maske, sir. It fits his MO to a T. So the actual identity of this Master Maske is... Mr. Godot, what are you... What? We're in the middle of a trial here, Mr. Godot. Oh, I didn't flip my camera around. Let's just start it. Blacker than a moonless night, hotter and more bitter than hell itself, that is coffee. I'm sure you can grant me at least this much, Your Honor. Oh, please, proceed. Very well, it's only coffee after all. What? You can't be letting him slide this early in the trial. Proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Well, Nick, what are you gonna do? As long as they haven't brought up Mr. Delight's identity, all we can do is show that it wasn't Master Maske who stole the urn. Have you been involved in the investigation from the beginning? Yep, nobody knows more about the thief than me, pal. It's true. I'm a Savari, author on thieves. An author? He writes books about thieves? I think he probably meant to say authority. The fact that this guy can slip through even my fingers shows how good he is, pal. See, when those fingers happens to be butterfingers. Press harder. So nobody knows more about the thief than you, huh? You got it, pal, except maybe for the thief's mom, that is. But isn't there someone who knows more about him than the police? You don't mean Detective Zavari, do you? Who is this person? Savari sounds German. His name is Look At Me, sir. I guess I shouldn't have made up such a silly name for him. What the heck? I guess he's not all that famous after all. Anyway, it's true that he did manage to retrieve the last item the thief stole. Oh, I see. It seems you're not the expert you claim to be. It looks like the thief is toying with me even now. Have you seen all of these so-called calling cards? Of course I have. Except the person in charge of the treasure exhibit never brought their card to the police. So I didn't see this one until after the crime occurred. That's because Detective Atme stopped Miss Andrews from taking it to the police. Was the calling card that Lord Taylor received authentic? Well, all the cards have one common identifying feature, but we're not releasing that information to the general public. But you're absolutely certain that this card is real. Gumshoe can't say it out loud, but I bet he's talking about the Master Maske's emblem. This was his 5th heist. His 5th heist. And your 5th screw-up, huh? Objection, pal! That ain't fair. Maybe you could say I screwed up 4 times. But this last time wasn't my fault. I didn't know about the calling card this time. You of all people shouldn't be chuckling about this, Detective Gumshoe. I just want everyone here in the courtroom to know something. If we get a calling card from this guy, they'll call some stupid private eye. Call your local police right away. Got me? Wow, looks like you really got it in for Detective Atme. This pattern is always to go. Okay. Art pieces, like what for example? Well, its first target was the famous Tear of Emmenon. Or Tear. What's that? Some kind of especially salty teardrop? No, sir, it's a blue diamond. A single rare diamond. Next was the crown of Bongara, you know, the thing you put on your head. After that was the left hand of Hades, and then the portrait of Megina, sir. Tell that Atme retrieved the portrait of Megina and returned it to the museum. And the target of his 5th and last robbery was the sacred urn, right? But isn't it difficult for him to dispose of such famous art pieces? We'll assume he must have some underworld connections. Somehow Mr. Delight doesn't look like the type. Yeah, he's a little too sunny to be hanging out in the underworld. What do you mean when you say it fits his MO to a T? I was asking the same thing myself. I wish you would listen a little more closely, pal. First of all, there's the calling card. We're 100% certain it's authentic. Then there's the fact he seems to know all about the security system. And finally, his target was an art piece. These are all part of the thief's modus operandi. Apprehende? I forgot how to say it. How did I say it before? So this robbery seems to fit all those connections. That's right, it means Master Maske is behind it. Heck, it definitely looks like it was Master Maske who stole the urn. There's no real evidence either way as to whether Ron Delight is Master Maske. But also the urn hasn't turned up yet, let alone in connection to Mr. Delight himself. So even though we know it was Master Maske that did it, maybe for the time being, I should try to show it wasn't Master Maske that did it. Take care of the speckled urn. Oh. Supposedly priceless but has no monetary value. Most precious art pieces. Okay, hold on. There we go. Can I ask you a little something, Detective Gumshoe? Just hearing the little in the question is making me nervous. You said that he always goes after the most precious art pieces, right? That's right, pal. There's one problem. That's not what he did in this case. Supposedly priceless urn doesn't exactly rise to the level of precious art. What do you mean? Nick, how can you say such a terrible thing? No, I mean from a financial point of view, I mean, it wouldn't fetch a good price. Well, Prosecutor Godot, what is the value of that urn? The appraisers I spoke to, they couldn't attach a price to it. And I mean that in the worst sense. So in other words, it was not the kind of item that Master Maske would normally go after. If I understand you correctly, Mr. Wright, you're saying that the theft of the sacred urn was not the work of Master Maske. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Actually, all I did was point out the contradiction. The argument made itself, but... Ugh, okay. Oh, shoot, I didn't read that. Damn it, I accidentally clicked when I was trying to fix myself. Was this last robbery the work of Master Maske or not? What do you have to say about this, Mr. Godot? This coffee here, it's my own special blend. I call it Godot number 107. I'm trying to decide whether to cut down the acidity or bitterness. It's the only thing I've got on my mind right now. Mr. Trite. What? If you're really a man, you should clean up your own mess. Sorry, but I don't know what you mean. If you're saying it wasn't Master Maske that stole the urn, then it must be someone imitating Master Maske's methods. A fake. A fake Master Mask? Fake Master Mask? That sounds so ridiculous. But I like it. Now, before I decide on my coffee, I believe some proof is in order, Mr. Trite. Proof that the person who appeared at Lordly Taylor that night was actually a fake. Though I don't approve of Mr. Godot's behavior, his point is valid. Mr. Wright, we're waiting. It looks like I'm going to have to prove it. Any proof that the person at Lordly Taylor that night was in fact fake fake Damaske. Oh goodness. Proof. The wallet? I don't know. What's this evidence supposed to prove? How will it prove someone here is a fake, alright? Proves that this lawyer is a fake. What am I doing? These prosecutors sure know how to twist the knife. No time to be impressed. Think it over again. Let's save, just in case. Stole the urn. This photo was taken, right? Maybe there's something on there that shows he's fake. Find the photo we got from @me. Oh. Looks like I'm going to prove it. This photo? Is there a difference? This looks like a photo taken by a security camera. But if you look closely, you notice something peculiar about it. Ha. Well then, why don't you go ahead and show us what that is? Go on, use this pointer and just show us And just shows just about what was the. Couldn't read it. Is it the box? Oh my god. I'm like, what am I looking for? It's right here, of course. You mean Mas Damaske? I have here a piece of reference that I would like the court to look at. Isn't that the publicity photo I bought this morning? Problem I have with the security camera photo is the brooch on Damaske's chest. A breach? Get here, bailiff. Get my steed. We need to retreat at once. Brooch, your honor. It's a sort of clasp for holding one's cape on. Oh, he's missing his whole cape, essentially. Okay. A clasp, I see. The mask and maske in the security camera photo. He has no brooch. Or cape. That brooch is the same as the emblem on Damaske's calling card and serves as his symbol. But the thief that broke into Lord Lee Taylor wasn't wearing a brooch. In other words, this mask Damaske is a fake. I've been fooled again. Order! It's true, undeniably true. To the gumshoe. How? How could you overlook this? I'm sorry, sir. I don't know how I... Hey now. If you're going to have a pity party, invite me too. Mr. Godot, you deserve some blame in this too. How could you have overlooked such a large brooch? Huh, the brooch you're talking about? Do you mean this? That's Mas Damaske's brooch. Where did you find it? Well, I've always had a good nose for evidence. I got it at the crime scene. It was hidden in the shadow of a big female Buddha statue. Buddha statue. Must mean the Amy Faye statue. But why didn't you tell me about that, sir? I always put evidence away in my pocket. After all, it's the safest place for crucial evidence. This guy is one cool customer. It's a little early to be shaken up, isn't it? Isn't it, little lady? That friend of yours left pretty little hickeys on there, too. Hickeys? Figuratively speaking, of course. I'm referring to Ron Delight's fingerprints. What? What? The defendant's fingerprints are on the brooch? Order in the court. Mr. Godot, let's see that brooch. I've grown attached to my metallic girlfriend here. Take good care of her. It appears to have been torn off some clothing. There's a little bit of cloth left on the back. Obviously, there must have been a struggle that night at the crime scene. Uh-oh. Phoenix, we have a problem. Looks like it was torn off some clothing. What if... So obviously Delight was there because he dropped his wallet. What if he was just working like his usual shift and that's when once when Damaske like appeared and then they got into like a tussle or something. I don't know. But then, well, never mind. I was gonna say, but then Amy was by himself, but then he got knocked out, so I don't know. I guess Delight could have showed up at some point. I don't know. You mess with Godot. And you get burned. He's been playing me like a violin. Well, Judge, I'm about ready to call my next witness. Huh? You're done with me, but I haven't proved anything yet. You've proven your own incompetence, that's good enough. That doesn't sound good at all. Bailiff, bring the next witness into the courtroom. Finally, time for the ace detective to make his appearance, huh? One second is one drip of the coffee pot. Let's hurry it up. Shh! Silence. Now I see it's all becoming clear. What's clear? Zavari. The truth has once again been elegantly revealed to me. What we have here is a judge and a prosecutor. A coffee maniac at that. Am I correct? Well, yes, that's right. Huh. Not bad. Not bad at all. The first person that's ever been able to penetrate my secret veil. Well, Sir Prosecutor, let me introduce myself. We have to deal with two people who have too big of an ego. My name is Luke Atme, ace detective and rising star illuminating the heavens. Boy, these two make a perfect pair. What did I just say? Both of them are just... Oh no. They better be best friends or they'll tear each other's heads off. I've heard that on the night of the crime you were all alone in security's detail. You have heard correctly. My specially made monocle is worth more than 100 Detective Gumshoes. A Detective Gumshoe was worth anything, that is. Why was this guy all by himself anyway? There must be some reason. I'm sure of it. Well then, tell us what this special monocle of yours is. Witness. What I witnessed. It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed. That's when my nemesis, the infamous Mas Damaske, dancingly descended upon me. Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I woke, he was gone. 30 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police. So you didn't get a clear look at the criminal. My specially made monocle never misses a thing. However, that is limited to the things that fall within my own visual range. But of course, that's only natural. I fail to see why the witness seems so proud of his performance that evening. Well, Sir Oldtimer, let me explain. We're not speaking of any ordinary thief, but the king of thieves, the great Mas Damaske, my arch enemy. That is what my instincts and my years of experience tell me. Very well. Proceed with the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Okay. Press. So that would be 1 o'clock on the morning of the 12th, correct? That's an impressive deduction, Sir Lawyer. You were on security duty that night. Where were you exactly at the time? A penetrating question. I was in the basement warehouse near the computer. Near the computer, huh? So then, you weren't trying to remain hidden, I take it. Up to this point, I've tried to remain concealed while waiting for the thief. Yeah, I said the same thing yesterday, too. Gumshoe also said that they never spotted the thief at the crime scenes before. Precisely. That is precisely why I chose not to hide last night. I knew that by not concealing myself, I would be putting pressure on the thief. Looks like the thief was on the one applying pressure. On your pigeony head, that is. In any case... Dancingly descended. From where exactly? Well, from the entrance, I suppose. Where else? So in actuality, he neither danced nor descended. Someone, please save me. So how is it that you didn't notice the thief? My eyes were looking for the thief's shadow while my ears listened for his footfalls. But even so, the dastardly criminal managed to sneak up on me. It can only be due to his subtly that's a weird word. Camouflage cape and soft-soled shoes. I hereby W Ace Dunce. Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Oh wait. I gotta press up. You didn't see the criminal's face when that happened. Well, that's the difficult part. How should I put it? I saw his mask. That's all I can recall. It's not very solid as far as the testimony goes. However, fortunately I had my third monocle, the security camera, at the ready. It captured his image perfectly. This shouldn't be sufficient, I believe. Or this should be sufficient, I believe. Well, as long as the photo is authentic, I don't see a problem here. Well, Mr. Godot, do you have a problem with the photo? Good. Then let's continue with the testimony. That was a little weird. Attacked and knocked unconscious, and you weren't able to do a thing. Certainly some very impressive detective work. Well, Sir Lawyer, have you ever been suddenly struck on the head? Huh? Well, actually, yes, by a fire extinguisher. And what happened? I was knocked out. And you lost your memory, too. Lost my memory. Was that the beginning of the second game? I don't remember. It was a long time ago when I played that first trial. You see, you have no right to look down on me then. Do you? The only reason I didn't lose my memory was because I had more brains to begin with. We have more brains, but wiring to the self-reflection part seems to be severed. In any case, that was how I was knocked senseless, and then... About this 30 minutes. My silver cord was loosened and my soul fled to the golden halls of Elysium. Elysium? As usual, I have no idea what this guy is saying. I think he's saying that he was out cold. So what happened during these 30 minutes? No one can say, Your Honor. That span of the time has truly vanished into the ether. Just what is he going on about? There's something suspicious about Detective Apney. How could he not have noticed when the thief came in? Also, he says he was knocked unconscious before he could fight back. That can't be right. It contradicts the evidence. Huh? Which piece? Real question is, why would he tell such an obvious lie? Obvious lie. The brooch? Maybe the brooch? Oh. Okay. Mr. Atme, could you take a look at this with your special monocle of yours? Oh my gosh, it got dark so fast. The time just changed. Aha! This belongs to the criminal mastermind, my arch nemesis, Master Maske. It is, in point of fact, Master Maske's brooch. It was found on the floor of the basement warehouse. I wonder how that happened. Huh. Elementary, my dear lawyer. Obviously, it wasn't glued on well enough. Not quite. It clearly shows signs of having been ripped off a piece of clothing. Ripped off? Ah. I can only deduce that the thief struggled with someone that night. That's the only thing I can think of. And there's only one person that was in a position to have a struggle with the thief. The only person that was on security duty that night. You, Detective Atme. Detective Atme, you must have fought with the thief that night. So why did you lie in your testimony to court? Witness, giving false testimony is a serious crime. No. Wait just a moment, Sir Oldtimer. Don't talk to me like I'm living in a nursing home. I just remembered, Your Honor. I was just confused because I've been dealing with so many cases lately. True measure of a man is in the amount of work he does. That's what I always say. Nick, you can only handle one case at a time, isn't that right? You talk too much. Witness, so are you now saying that you and the thief fought? Hold on. That's quite enough, Your Honor. Excuse me? Save the big questions for the testimony. That's one of my rules. Indeed, I understand. I look at me, agree completely. Indeed, it is true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. However, look at me cannot be so easily discombobulated. Fortunately, the thief grabbed a weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. A true gentleman fights only with his own fist, but they were not enough. His first blow struck true. Bam! And that's all she wrote. So in the end, you did catch a glimpse of Master Maske. Correct. It was during his third crime that he struck me from behind. It seems that my memory has become a tad jumbled, so to speak. Well, it's certainly understandable. I myself always get confused about which testimony goes with which case. That can't be good. Okay. So why did you look away from the door anyway? In addition to the camera, I have prepared a variety of other sensors as well. The alarm on one of those had gone off, so I had to check the data. That's why I went to the computer. Elegantly, of course. So you're momentarily vulnerable when you were working on the computer. What should I do? Should I ask more questions? But the sensor. What kind of sensors are you talking about? There are other places in the basement that someone could enter and exit from. There are air conditioners, ducts, and sewer pipes, and a cat door as well. I hooked up heat-detecting infrared and ultraviolet sensors to each of them. It's a lot of hardware. Was all of that yours? Lorelei Taylor Department Store was kind enough to provide the monitoring hardware. Naturally, the security camera that took the photo belongs to them as well. In other words, he couldn't have rigged the equipment, huh? Hehehe. Has it cleared out any doubts you had about me, Sir Lawyer? What about the other question? About the computer. So, did that computer belong to Lordly Taylor as well? Correct. Well, except for the program that manages the data. That was especially designed by me, look at me. In that case, he could have easily manipulated the data. Hehehe. What's wrong, Sir Lawyer? However, look at me cannot be so easily discombobulated. What does that mean, discombobulated? Young people these days, they really irritate me. They allow perfectly good old words to die until everyone forgets what they mean. Sorry, but what exactly does it mean anyway? No, I've forgotten. What was I saying? Jeez, it's better than old people who forget what they were saying 5 seconds ago. Well, it looks like we've cleared that up. You can go on with your testimony. What do you mean by weapon from the side? Naturally, that thief had no idea that I, look at me, was hiding in the area. He grabbed the sword from the statue that was standing by the door to the warehouse. A sword? You mean the sword that was all twisted like a tree branch? Correct. Fortunately for me, the blade was not sharp. Okay, so he is talking about this... Oh. He is talking about the... Shichishito. Shichishito. That's my assumption anyways. So the thief armed himself with the sword. And what about your self-witness? A true gentleman fights only with his own fist. They are not enough. You had that much faith in your own fighting abilities. But of course, in college, I was the second in charge of the boxing club. I'm sorry if I failed to find that appropriately impressive. However, my opponent in the ring this time was my arch nemesis, Master Maske. This guy's a real piece of work. Can you tell us a little more about what happened? My opponent was both powerful and vicious. You might say he was powericious. Powericious? I assumed that at me fighting stance, but a sudden flash of light blinded me. Of course, that was checkmate. My opponent had bested me. What do I do now? You were blinded. So what was this flash of light that blinded you? I was bathed in a golden light that seemed to come from the statue of the woman. Statue of Amy Faye, I'm guessing. That wasn't very much help at all. What do you think, Nick? Well, there's one thing I'm absolutely sure of now. Yeah? What is it? This look at me guy. He's definitely hiding something. But why? I think I'm starting to figure out what really happened that night. About the true nature of this detective. Hold on. Press again. At me fighting style. What is this at me fighting style? Sorry, but that's a trade secret. I can't really say anymore. But I suppose I can tell you if I absolutely must. The thing is to put your back to the wall. That way, no one can get behind you. That's it? That's the at me fighting style. Wait, so... Wasn't he hit from behind? I think it was important. Of course it's important. Learned a detective's secret technique after all. Yes, indeed. I'll remember to use it if I ever take a walk alone at night. Why the heck is he eyeballing me like that? It's creeped me out. Now then, witness. We'll go ahead and add that secret information to your official testimony. Oh, shoot! Okay, I got the information I needed. Blow to the back of the head, here. Detective Atme, your testimony is crumbling like a house of cards. What fun this is, Sir Lawyer. It's truly a pleasure to cross swords with you. And now once again, you have thrown down the gauntlet at my armored feet. I believe this is what you said yesterday. No, the coward must have wormed his way through somewhere besides the door. Struck me on the head from behind. Yep. From behind, huh? But just now you testified that he struck you on the forehead. I hardly think you could forget where you were hit on the head. It seems I've made another mistake. Detective Atme, that's not the only strange part of your testimony. What do you mean by that? For example, the very fact that you hid the calling card from the police itself is strange. It's almost as if you were afraid they were going to help with security. Geniuses such as myself have always been misunderstood. How sad. That's wrong. Oh, his voice is very deep. Objection. To err is human, to forgive divine. Humans aren't machines, they have souls, feelings. They live, they die, they love, they hate, and yes, they even make mistakes. Hey, hold on, it's not as pretty as that. Really? What is it like then? Always chase a riddle down to the end, that's one of my rules. This is it. This might just be my chance to turn things around. Mr. Wright, what exactly is it that you're asserting? Very well, Your Honor. The defense asserts that Mr. Atme is a fake. Mr. Atme is Master Maske. I really don't think that's the case. That's too early on. Is no ace detective. Mr. Atme is a fake. Is it? These are like basically saying the same thing. No ace detective. The truth is, this witness is no ace detective at all. So then, what exactly are you saying that I am? Well, an average detective? Uh-oh. Oh, damn it. What are you doing, Nick? Were you going to, weren't you going to go on the attack? I don't know! It looks like I'm the one who got attacked instead. Think harder next time. Damn it. Is it fake? So now it's not just mass. Ace Detective can never be as forgetful as this guy. Imposters like you are often often suspicious of others as well. Really, this is too much. We're saying that he's Master Maske? What? With what evidence? The answer is simple. It's all clear to me now. Detective Luke Atney's true identity is actually Master Maske. What? Did I miss something? Order! Order in the court, Mr. Wright. What is the meaning of this? There are too many unnatural parts to Mr. Atney's story. He says he was hiding at the crime scenes, which is why no one ever saw him there. And then, in his last case, he manages to outperform Detective Gumshoe and the entire police force to miraculously retrieve the stolen treasure. That's because I analyzed the crime scene data and made an exquisitely elegant decision. What? What did it say? Delusion? I picked up clues the police overlooked in order to arrive at. Oh please, the explanation is far simpler than that, Detective Atme. The truth is that you are in fact Maske. But Mr. Wright, this photo, it clearly shows Master Maske. The security camera belongs to Lordly Taylor department store. He shouldn't have been able to manipulate it. He didn't need to manipulate it. He gained access to the warehouse under the pretense of providing security. Then he simply dressed up as the thief and stole the urn. So, the ace detective is actually an ace thief? Is this true witness? What? Oh, he's laughing! The Maske's MO is pure genius, and so am I, Luke Atme, ace detective. You're very clever to have come to such a conclusion. I am impressed, your lawyer. What? witness, you're admitting it. Nick, now's your chance. Yes, time to put the last nail in this guy's coffin. Detective Atme. Oh! He just threw his coffee at me! Godot's Blend, number 102, my personal favorite. Mr. Godot! The ace detective is actually an ace thief. I smell a best-selling novel. There's only one problem, it simply isn't true. But, Mr. Godot, Mr. Wright has made some very strong points, and I will admit my opponent has woven a compelling narrative out of a whole cloth. That is in fact nothing more than a patchwork of guilt. Than a patchwork quilt, Mr. Wright. If this detective really is the thief, then show us the proof you claim. But it had better be as hot and as perfect as the coffee dripping down on your face. Well, Mr. Wright, don't just stand there. This court would like to see this decisive proof you have, quickly. Huh? Oh, yes, of course. What's the big rush? Are you alright, Nick? Atme looks pretty rattled right now. I'd like to finish this right now if I can, but can I really do it? Decisive evidence that proves that Mr. Luke Atme is in fact Master Maske has yet to be found. I don't think we have decisive evidence! We're only in the first part of the trial, what? I don't think we have proof. I'm gonna say it has yet to be found. Proof? Of course I've got nothing. Huh, just what I thought. A man has to hold his head up high no matter how bad things get after all. I see. I thought perhaps you had some evidence to back your assertion. This is no good. Got to stay on track. I'll never get another chance to prove that this guy is the thief. Don't give up, Nick. Think harder and try again. It's no good. I'm just not ready yet. But are you going to give up and let us lose this? So you've come to your senses, have you, Sir Lawyer? I can't think of a counterattack at all. The cloud of suspicion surrounding this witness has lifted. Mr. Godot, if you have anything further to add, then... Who? Nice. Okay, that's what I was supposed to do. Who are you? That doesn't really matter right now, does it? Miss Delight, what are you doing here? Nicky boy. The thing you've been looking for. I think I found it. You mean that bag? No, not the bag. What's in the bag? Well, that's the sacred urn. Nick, it's the urn. How did she get her hands on that? Order, order, order. You, madam. That urn, where did you find it? You'll never believe it. It was in the office of Mr. Fancy Pants Ace Detective Luke Atme. Oh, Desi, you're the best! Well, how do you explain that one, Mr. Atme? Even you're going to have a hard time weaseling out of this one. Huh. Pathetic. Mr. Godot, do you have something you wish to say? Yes, Your Honor. It simply amazes me how quickly time changes. In the old days, a man was to be taken at his word. That's truly sad. You're still denying that Mr. Atme was involved. Before casting aspersions at Detective Atme, consider the young lady here. Her name is Desiree. Desiree Delight. Is that correct? Yes, what about it? Huh, how charming. The lengths that a woman is willing to go to save her husband is truly inspiring. What are you insinuating? As the wife of the criminal, you could have discovered that stolen urn anywhere, including the office of the good detective here. So you found the urn. What does that prove? It certainly doesn't prove where the urn was before you found it. What? I just brought it here from the detective's office. Please, madam, this town is already filled to the brim with lies. Any more could only compound the tragedy we have been witness to. You're wrong. I would never do such a thing. Miss Delight. Please, Nicky boy, you've got to help me talk some sense into these people. Must be some way. Got to prove that urn was actually an at-me detective agency. Show the fingerprints on the urn. Can't prove anything yet. Testify? I mean, we can testify about what I saw. What's wrong? Isn't it your job to come up with something to say? Nick, come on. It should be easy to prove. After all, we checked out that bag, didn't we? You're right. I remember doing that. Whatever was in there, it was hard and round. And smooth, too. Yes, it must have been the urn. It must have. But I never actually saw it with my own eyes. Atme walked in just when I was about to have a look at it. So even if it was the urn in there, I can't testify that it was. You're right. Looks like I was wrong about you, Mr. Trite. In this town overflowing with lies, there's still a single flickering candle of truth. Nicky boy. Surely I never actually saw the urn. I think I can still testify it from another angle. What about it, Mr. Wright? Have you given up yet? There must be some way. Show the fingerprints then? I can prove where the urn was by the fingerprints on it. Fingerprints? Huh. Now you're really making me laugh, Sir Lawyer. Fingerprints indeed. May I go on? Good. Oh, my fingerprints would be on it. Now it would be perfectly understandable if my fingerprints were on the urn. After all, it was I who was guarding the urn in the first place. In any case, I am always in the habit of wearing gloves, as you can see. So unfortunately, my fingerprints wouldn't be evidence of anything. So his fingerprints would mean nothing anyway. Oh. I'm sure someone must have left their fingerprints on it. Defense proposes that the fingerprints of this person should be on the urn. Oh, I was like, wait, am I wrong? I was like, wait! So what's all this fuss about fingerprints anyway? Mr. Atme, do you recall the events of yesterday? Hey, Nick! Come on, open it up. Hey, wait a minute! Can't just open his bar, but probably. He's just a fuddy-duddy. Report investigation. What's in there? Hang on a sec, I'm taking it out. Kinda hard. Smooth. It's true that I didn't get a chance to look in the bag at the time, but I did touch what was inside. What? You touched it? And I remember very well. It was smooth and hard. Well, that was just... Your Honor, I'd like the court to examine the fingerprints on that urn. If my fingerprints are on there, then it proves that the urn was in Detective Atme's office. Well, even if your fingerprints are on the urn, it still doesn't prove when they were put there, does it? Of course it does. What did you say? It's not what I say, but what Adrian Andrews, the person in charge of the exhibition, said. Polished it until it was just about glowing. Maybe I could make it look more valuable. If she polished it that much, she must have removed any and all fingerprints on it. And the only chance I had to get my fingerprints on it was after that, yesterday, at the At-Me Detective Agency. Huh. This blend, Godot's blend number 107, decided. It's a little too bitter after all. Order, order, order. I accept the defense's request. Bailiff, take this urn and... Wait a moment, Your Honor. There's no need for that. No need, you say? Precisely. I already know Mr. Wright's prints are on the urn. What are you saying? Yes, I've finally broken him down. Yo! Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, a tragic clown. This guy's nuttier than a fruitcake. You see, it was me all along. I am the one and only Master Maske. I hope you all enjoyed my little performance. Yeah. Oh, are we done? Well, Mr. Godot, what is Mr. At-Me's condition? Still in the lobby, laughing insanely, Your Honor. I wish I could enjoy the joke as much as he seems to be. That was it? Well, it looks like the matter has been settled. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of thief. Nick, you were right after all. Yeah, I guess Mr. Delight really wasn't the thief. Court finds the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight. Hold it. You're wrong! Wrong, I tell you. I mean, not exactly wrong so much, but actually, not right is what I was really trying to say. Oh no, he's not. This can't be happening. The thief, the sneaky, odious thief who's been stealing all their treasures. It's me! I'm him! I'm the one you want. I'm the thief, I tell you. So do it! Pronounce me guilty, please! I don't know what kind of kangaroo court you all think this is, but... The true identity of the thief has already been proven. Please hurry and pass the judge. What are you talking about? I already confessed. I'm the thief, I tell you. Mr. Godot, don't just stand there drinking coffee. Huh. Hey there, Mr. Thief. Yes, sir. If you're really a man, then clean up your own mess. Sorry, I'm afraid I just don't have any idea what you mean. If you are Master Maske, then prove it. That's what it means. Yes, sir, I'll be happy to. He says he'll be happy to, Nick. It's kind of cute. He's 100% committed to his fantasy. Good boy. Just remember one thing. A boy only gets his one chance in his life to become a man. I know that. I won't fail, I swear. Okay then. Talk. We're all listening. Oh well. Let's all have to listen to this confession. What? Truth is, I've been Master Maske all along. I mean, you can't prove that I'm not actually Master Maske, can you? You don't have an alibi for the night the urn was stolen after all. I donned my costume that night and dancingly descended upon the scene of the crime. Look, you can see right there in the photo. That's me. As for my brooch, I snagged it on the door handle and it got torn off. That's all. I don't like the direction this trial has taken. This is how every trial goes, at least with me anyway. Huh. You're doing great. Stop it, Mr. Godot. You're embarrassing me. Like I said, you're only going to get one chance to testify, alright? If you make it through this with flying colors, I'll keep my promise too. I make sure you stay locked up in prison as the one and only true Master Maske. Thanks so much, Mr. Godot. I'll do my best. What the heck is happening? All right, Mr. Wright. I'm afraid it's time for the cross-examination. Never had a client that wanted to be arrested so badly. You may think you're the real Master Maske, but your wife thinks you're delusional. I haven't told Desi yet, about my true identity, I mean. Believe me, I've got my reasons. The way your room is decked out, how could she not know about it? Even thieves have complicated family situations, I suppose. What should I do? Sounds like we're about to get sidetracked again. I'll leave it. No point in digging through any more of their dirty laundry. Well, why don't you continue with your testimony for now? I'll leave it for now. If I feel like I need to go back, I'll do it. I thought you were going to be the one to show us the proof. You know, that you were the real Master Maske and not just some kind of obsessed fanboy. Hey now, that's not fair. Why do I have to do all the hard work anyway? Maybe because you're the one making the outrageous claim for a change. Come on, Nick. You know that Mr. Delight couldn't have committed the crime. You're the one with the fancy law degree. It's time to put it to work already. It's the kind of proof that Ron couldn't possibly be Master Maske. Well, I guess if you had that kind of proof, we wouldn't still be here, would we? For the time being, maybe I need to shift strategy. Try to show Mr. Delight he couldn't have stolen the urn. Anyway, You've got no alibi. I've been a judge for a long time. This is the first time I've ever heard a defendant brag about not having no alibi. But I tell you, I was in Lordly Taylor that night. No. That's too vague, even for me. To be more precise, I was down in the basement warehouse. Hold on. What is it, Nick? Where was Ron Delight when the crime happened anyway? For proof he had an alibi after all, this case would be a piece of cake. Well, you're right, but... Huh. You think you can prove that? Wake up and smell the coffee. Well, I think maybe I can. Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence to show that the defendant has an alibi? HB security. And Ron's wallet. Opens... Needs a record when used. Okay. I think I gotta use that. Yes, I have evidence. I have the evidence. Or do you think I'm still some sort of third-rate rookie? Oh, I never seen you this angry before. I'm not surprised. Anger is the last refuge of the pathetic. I thought I was more confident than angry. Well then, let's see this evidence already. Show this court the evidence that proves where your client was on the night of the crime. Mr. Delight, this wallet belongs to you, correct? Yes it does. I had lost it somewhere. Mr. Wright, when you find a wallet, you should report it to the police right away. No, you don't understand. This is an important piece of evidence. Evidence? Mr. Delight, when did you first notice that you lost your wallet? Let's see. I think it was on the night of the crime. But I know I still had it when Desi and I went out for dinner. This wallet was found at approximately 1 a.m. at KB Security Headquarters. What? Surely you're not serious. Yes, I'm serious. This proves that Mr. Delight was in fact at KB Security that night. No! How dare you prove my innocence? So the defendant was at KB Security at 1 o'clock in the morning. That proves that he has an watertight alibi. No! Furthermore, considering the distance between Lordly Taylor and KB Security, it would have taken 30 minutes to get there by car, according to Larry anyway. Well, Mr. Godot, do you have anything to say? And stop drinking that coffee. Come on, Mr. Thief. Don't let this guy beat you. Tell him why he's wrong. Only when it calls me thief, Mr. Godot. Alright, I'll try. I'll do it. I'll try. He's really got Mr. Delight all worked up. Yeah, he's like a kid at the first day of the school. Look, it's just ridiculous. Why would I have dropped my wallet at KB Security? Someone must have planted it there to make it look like I was there and not at the heist. Planted it there. Is he really reaching now? Mr. Delight. You probably dropped your wallet when you took it out to use this, didn't you? The key card to KB Security CEO's office. No. Huh. That was a pretty good try, Mr. Trite. Unfortunately, you've overlooked one small thing. What? Motive, of course. Why would this thief go to KB Security in the middle of the night anyway? Well, Mr. Wright, it looks like you need some more evidence after all. This stupid kid. Now then, let's see your evidence. The evidence that shows why Mr. Delight went to KB Security at 1 a.m. that night. The blackmail. Right? Yeah. Mr. Delight, I believe you've seen this before, correct? That's... What is it? A blackmail letter. That's what it looks like from the contents. Blackmail. Yes, basically it says, bring $50,000. That certainly sounds like blackmail, right? At the time of the theft, Mr. Delight was dealing with the blackmailer himself. In KB Security's CEO office, a full half hour away from the scene of the crime. Ugh. No! The way he was gulping that. Order! So when the theft of the urn occurred, the defendant was at KB Security. It looks like a perfect case for the defense. You may see it as a perfect case, Judge, but to me... Let's just say that my Godot Blend 107 impresses me a lot more. What are you trying to say? You say the thief was being blackmailed by the CEO of a security company. But did you actually investigate the CEO at all? Huh? Well, no, I guess not. Accusing a man of blackmail with no proof. I'm not sure what I think of that. At least I know what I think of you. Good point. I'm not sure what I think of it myself. You claim that the defendant entered the CEO's office. But you need at least one witness to corroborate your claim, Mr. Wright. Nick, I think we're going to have to track down the CEO guy. No, we don't have to track down the CEO at all. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? There is someone else who can testify. This person can testify who... This is the person who can testify that the keycard was used at 1 a.m. that night. Larry? Who is this useless-looking young man? You don't remember him, Your Honor. Not exactly. Just looking at his picture makes the bile start to rise in my throat. Looks like he doesn't remember the case from 2 years ago. He probably blocked that memory out on purpose. Anyway, this man was working as a guard at KB Security that night. Oh? The question at hand is this keycard. That's the keycard they use in the building I work in. According to the serial number, this one's for the CEO's office. Get in that room. Every time you use that card, it leaves a record. It tells you exactly what entered the room and when. As you can see, there's no need to investigate the CEO of KB Security. We should be able to discover the truth simply by analyzing this keycard's data. Well, Mr. Godot, The name of the CEO of KB Security is Kane Bullard. I was unable to contact him directly, but I got the keycard data. Here. So, what does it show? Each keycard has its own serial number and they leave detailed records of their use. According to this data, this card was used at 1 a.m. on the morning of the crime. Nice, dude. But that means it can't be Mr. Delight dressed up as Master Maske in this photo. Huh. Looks like you're right. 2 minutes isn't even enough time to brew up a good cup of Old Joe. So then... Ron Delight was clearly in the office of KB Security CEO at the time of the crime. Prosecutor's office is ready to admit that fact. Therefore, it's impossible for the defendant to be Master Maske. Good job, you did it, Nick. That's enough. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of a young man. Besmirching him to the title of thief. What's wrong, Your Honor? I'm ready to pass judgment. Before I do that, do you have any further objections? No, Your Honor. Very well. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight. Let's get it. Court is now adjourned. Oh, Lord. Nick, you did it! You were right after all. Actually, I'm a little bit ashamed of myself. Nicky boy! Oh, Miss Delight. I knew you could do it. I believed in you. I believed in you all along, my Nicky boy. I don't know how I can ever repay you. Aw, shucks. Thanks, Miss Delight. Just know I'm blushing. Congratulations, Mr. Nick. Oh, pearls. Got a bad feeling about this. Who is this woman? Oh, she's nobody. She's just You're blushing! How dare you do this in front of Mystic Maya? You should be ashamed of yourself. Youch, she slapped me. Pearly. This woman is Miss Desiree Delight. She's our client's wife. Mr. Nick. Yes? Even worse than I thought. Going behind the back of your own client. No, you got it all wrong. I'll never forgive you. Ow, double slap. Well, anyway, all's well that ends well, right? Got the sacred urn back and the thief has been caught. You're so right. That's all thanks to Nicky boy here. But actually, it was you, Miss Delight, that brought us our urn back. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Oh, please, you're embarrassing me. If we won the case, then why does this guy still look so glum? But I'm the thief. Actually, what's the point now? What is it, honey? I did my best for you, Ronnie. I know that, and I appreciate it, Dusty. Thing is... Come on, give the kid some time. Oh! He's just a little touch out of the blues. You know, the feeling... You know about feeling blue, right, amigo? Mr. Godot, what are you doing here? Oh, come on. Oh, come on. I just came here to say my thanks to my newest buddy. You, Mr. Trite. Maybe you should learn my name before you call me buddy. Well, playtime is over. Huh? Early this morning, the body of Kane Bullard was discovered. Kane Bullard? Where have I heard that name before? Isn't that the name of the CEO of KB Security? Wait, but body? The estimated time of death was 1 a.m. on October 12th. 1 a.m. on October 12th? You don't mean... That's right, amigo. The same time the cheap little urn was being stolen. CEO of KB Security was being murdered. So then, what are you doing here? Oh, come on. You figured figured it out already, haven't you, amigo? Or have you already forgotten about that piece of info I helped you out with today? Helped me out? With what? October 12th, at 1 o'clock in the morning. Ron DeLite was in the CO's office, the scene of the murder. To getting that blackmail letter, he must have been imbrued with utter rage. What are you saying? Imbrued with rage? Come on, don't tell me you didn't know. Ron DeLite was once an employee of KB's security. He was a professional security guard. Employee of KB's security? Looks like the alibi that saved him from being convicted as a thief. It's going to be the noose that gets him hanged. Kind of an anti-alibi. No way! He can't be the thief because he was murdered at the scene of the... He was at the murder scene when the murder occurred. No, that's a lie! It can't be true. Oh, but I am a thief, I tell you. Ron DeLite, you're going back to prison again. This time the charge is much more serious. This time you'll be tried for murder. What? This can't. This is impossible. I'm looking forward to another exciting showdown, Mr. Trite. You and I aren't through with each other yet. Surely you won't be back down from a challenge. You've never been a coward. Mr. Nick, is there something personal between you two? I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. At least, let me have some fun while I'm here. Sky, who the heck is he? Do we know him? Maybe quiet, but he's the most dangerous enemy I've ever faced. Well then, time to say goodbye, Mr. DeLite. Nick, how could this be happening? Right in front of our very eyes, our client has been arrested for murder. The one who established his presence at the scene was me. Yeah, Ronnie! Arrested for murder on the very same day he's declared innocent of larceny. What the heck is going to happen next?
What the heck, bro? Huh? What? I was not expecting that. Now we gotta prove him for innocent from murder? What? Okay, I guess we're not done yet. Alright, what an interesting case. It just keeps going, it keeps going. I don't know what's going on now. I guess we'll have to do the investigation and find out. Huh. But alright. Interesting. So we'll see how this goes next time then. Well, have a good day or night or whatever. See you later. Bye.